Kia ora Rotorua, ahead in tonight's bulletin. Crews work overnight to restore power and clear roads. Our Rugby World Cup plans are well underway, and this weekend's Rotorua Marathon is set to be one of the biggest ever. Those stories and more coming up next on City News. Crews worked frantically in hazardous weather conditions to restore power to homes in Taupo and Rotorua yesterday, with some rural areas still waiting for power. Over 1,100 customers in the Taupo and Rotorua regions were without electricity as high winds and heavy rain battered the island. Unison Customer Relations Manager Danny Gow says there were numerous faults on the network as well as fallen trees bringing power lines down. Broadlands Road was also closed and there were trees down on State Highway 5 between Rotorua and Taupo, which also closed the road yesterday. And the high winds caused yesterday's Sydney to Rotorua flight to be diverted to Auckland. The inbound passengers were then bussed back to Rotorua. Passengers booked on yesterday's flight from Rotorua to Sydney were bussed to Auckland last night and left for Sydney this afternoon. A public rally will be held on the Tauranga waterside this Friday to support skipper Elvis Teddy, who was arrested over the weekend after he and crew members, including tribal leader Rikirangi Gage, went fishing in front of the oil survey ship Orient Explorer. Elvis Teddy and his fishing vessel San Pedro were part of a flotilla of boats opposing deep-sea oil exploration off the East Cape by Brazilian oil giant Petrobras in the Raukumara Basin off the East Cape. Flotilla spokesman Avon Hainsford says the people of the Bay of Plenty should be very concerned about the deep-sea drilling in the Raukumara Basin, as any spills have a very good chance of washing up on Bay of Plenty and Coromandel beaches. Mr Hainsford says the flotilla intends to continue their opposition at sea and is inviting other boaties to join the flotilla. Plans for Rugby World Cup games in Rotorua are well underway. Rotorua District Council Rugby World Cup Coordinator Renee Nathan says one of the many events in our city will involve getting to know the teams playing here.
Getting people from those different ethnicities to, participate as well. So fan zones, festivals, what we can do within the CBD or just around in Rotorua that people can come along to. City theming is a biggie, being able to welcome people to Rotorua, and also community engagement opportunities with the rugby teams themselves and how we can get them into our schools and getting them meeting the children and so forth.
And Renee Nathan says their call for local volunteers originally from the countries of the teams playing here is going well. However, they still want to hear from more people who want to be involved. A number of potentially dangerous, diseased and dead trees standing in the Tokorangi forest are to be removed next month. Rotorua District Council's Tokorangi Forest Manager Julian Wilkinson says the council recently engaged a consultant to identify trees that posed a high risk to recreational users and to the health of other trees in the area. About 90 trees need removing and this work will take place early in May and will take about 2 weeks, weather permitting. In sport tonight, this weekend's Rotorua Marathon is set to be one of the biggest in the race's 47-year history. Race director Murray Fleming says so far 4,000 competitors have registered to take part in the race, a number they have reached only 3 times before. Murray Fleming also says that another win by defending champion Dale Warrender would see the 37-year-old take the honour of having the most wins in the iconic race. Last year, Warrender chalked up his 4th victory in the round, the Lake Race, equalling the legendary Jack Forrester, who won 4 times in the 1970s. The race starts for recreational walkers at 8:30 on Saturday, with competitive walkers and runners starting at 10 a.m. To weather now, tonight. Showers clearing, fine spells, southeasterly winds, overnight a low of 12. Tomorrow Thursday, cloudy periods, gusty southeasterlies, a high of 16 and a low of 9. Outlook for Friday, long fine spells, gusty southeasterlies, a high of 17 and a low of 9. Marine forecast for Lake Rotorua tomorrow Thursday. Southeast 25 knots, gusting to 35 knots, waves up to 1 metre, patchy rain with fair visibility. If you've missed any of tonight's bulletin, you can watch it again by going to tvrotorua.co.nz and click on the View Latest City News link. Or to view what's on in our city, click on the upcoming events link. Still to come in tonight's programme, our Neighbours in the Community series. Tonight we hear from Tamar Al-Nadi from Egypt. Sue White tells us all about the new HIP brochure, and Dr. Kate Mills talks men's health.